Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I will explain chapter 6 Life Processes of class 10 Science. So before that, you make sure you have read the lesson once, okay? So in the first page of this lesson, it is mentioned what is the defining characteristics that differentiates a living from a non-living. Now, in your very primary classes, you have learned living things move. Yes, any kind of movement you see in an organism, you can say that organism is living. Like running, walking, or even if the organism is at rest, you can say if it is breathing, you can say it is living. But what about plants? They do not move. Still, we can say it is living because we see them green. Or someone of you may say, all plants are not green. How will you say they are alive? We can say that they are alive because we see them growing. Okay. So, but there are certain exceptions. There are in some organisms we cannot see any kind of visible growth, or even when the organism is breathing we do not see any kind of movement. So only movement cannot be a defining characteristics of a living organism. Okay. Now there when the movement is at a very small scale which is not visible to us, then also there is life. So for example, movements of the molecules. Now inside an organism different kinds of molecular movements take place. When such type of movement is present in an organism, we can say that organism is alive. Now why this molecular movement is necessary? Now in your earlier classes you have learned that a living organism is made up of tissues. Tissues are again made up of cells, and cells have different components. So these living organisms to be alive need maintenance and repair. If the whole organized structure, if it breaks down, then it will be no longer alive. So it needs maintenance and repair, and for this there is constant movement of molecules inside the living organism. So this molecular movement is not visible to us, and so such invisible movement is also a defining characteristics of a living organism. Okay, so we can come to the conclusion that the criteria that differentiate a living from a non-living are visible movement, like the physical movement, breathing, growing, and the invisible movement like the movement of the molecules. So this is what is mentioned in the first page of this lesson. Then will the next topic, which is the main topic of this lesson, is what are the maintenance processes. Just now I said the living organism needs maintenance and repair. Okay, so what are the process that is needed for the maintenance of this living organism. Now here one thing is important is mentioned here is that in case of viruses, they do not show any kind of visible movement when they are outside their host, or they are outside the cell they usually infect. When they are not inside their host or the cells on which they live on. No, so when they are outside that cell, they do not show any kind of movement. Okay, so there is a controversy that whether viruses are truly alive or not. So that is what is mentioned in the first page of this lesson. Now from this paragraph you mainly get two important questions. Is number one, what is the this question is also mentioned in your index question number 2, page 95. What criteria do we use to decide whether something is alive? So this is one of the questions. And number 2 question is why molecular movement is necessary. Why are molecular movements needed for life? So these are two important questions from this page. So try to answer these two questions. Okay. Then next topic will be what are the life processes.